Hi guys. Have you noticed that for the past few years now, some presidents of some African countries are beginning to speak up like they never did before? Have you noticed that people like William Ruto of Kenya, people like the Ghanaian president, people like Ramaphosa, Cyril of South Africa, have you noticed a shift in the way they speak? In the past, African presidents were always scared, even Tinubu as well. This last election, something happened in Nigeria. The Americans did not congratulate Tinubu for a couple of weeks. The British did, the French did, but the Americans were quiet, they were silent. And so I don't know if you guys noticed that there has been a shift in the past couple of years. Our African presidents are beginning to be more assertive. They're beginning to be more courageous. They're beginning to be more unafraid to speak their minds. In the past, these guys were always scared. They were always scared of something. You didn't really know what it was they were scared of, right? They were always afraid. Even the Ugandan president, I don't like him, but because I believe he's a very corrupt guy, but you could see what he said a few weeks ago about NATO, what NATO did in Libya. Before, these guys wouldn't have said things like this, but now they're beginning to speak up. Now they're beginning to to speak their minds. Now Ruto of Kenya is calling for people to leave using the dollar, people to start buying in either the Chinese renminbi or other currencies and no longer depend on the dollar. These are things that as an African president, as a president of a country in Africa, you weren't allowed to talk about. But suddenly now, people are beginning to speak up. Heads of state are beginning to talk about these issues. And I don't know if I think for me, what I would put it on, or what I would place that, one of the things that I believe that has caused this is we no longer live in a unipolar world. In the past, America had all the power. America would say jump. One African president would be like, how high should we jump? America would say do this. You can't even debate or say no or argue. You just do it. But now, suddenly, people are saying, even if America doesn't support us, we'll go to China, we'll go to Russia. So now we live in a multipolar world now. Now we live in a world whereby Americans no longer have the monopoly on power. If America says no, they don't want to sell us weapons, we'll go buy from the Russians, we'll go buy from the Chinese. We may even go to the South Koreans as well, who knows, to buy our weapons. I mean, look at what Jagaban said. Jagaban was like, if America, I'm paraphrasing him, if America says no, I will go to China. And guess what happened after Jagaban said that? The Secretary of State sent some congratulations to congratulate him on becoming president. They even sent people to come for his inauguration. So I think it's a good thing, if you ask me. I think it's good what we are seeing now. I think this proactiveness, I think this assertiveness is good from our heads of states. I think it's important for our heads of states to begin to realize that, listen, you're a president, you're a head of state. You lead a country of millions of people. You're no less than the American president. You're no less than the Chinese premier. You're no less than Putin. You're no less than all these guys. So speak up for your country. However, you can only speak up for your country if your country is doing well. And so I hope that in Kenya, I hope in Ghana, I hope in South Africa, I hope in Nigeria, I hope that we can have our own economic power, such that we can back up our words with actions. Such that even if the Americans say no, we'll be like, we can go to other countries and deal with other countries. But in actuality, in reality, it's a good thing. It's a brave thing we are seeing happen in Africa. It's good that our people it gives me sense of pride when I see William Ruto say what he says. I'm very happy when I see Cyril say what he says. I'm very happy when Jagaban says what he says. I love that. This is coming from a continent where for years and decades we've been looked down upon. The white man has always looked down upon Africa, like they don't care about Africa. But suddenly now, we are seeing a shift in our thinking. Thank God for people like Professor P.L.O. Lumumba, who speaks on these issues. You're seeing a generation of young Africans begin to be more assertive on the foreign stage, begin to speak up about these things, about colonialism, about new colonialism as well. And so it gives me so much joy. And I don't, again, maybe you didn't notice it, maybe you're seeing it, or maybe, but I think it's gonna continue. I think the genie has been out of genie box now. I don't think we can put it back. I think we're gonna see a continuation of African presidents and heads of states speak against American unilateral decisions that they've been taking. They've been taking. I don't think you're gonna see Libya repeat itself again. I don't think you're gonna see NATO do what they did in Libya. I don't think that's ever gonna happen again. I don't think you're gonna see the arrogance of the West. I just don't think you're gonna see that. I mean, they tried to do that in Venezuela. The Americans tried to remove what's his name in Venezuela, and they didn't succeed. You know why? The Chinese came in, the Russians came in to help the Venezuelan president. I'm not saying he's a good guy, but my point is, America can no longer go and say, we don't like you, we're gonna take you out. They can't do that. They can't do that anymore. They can't. You look at Iran, they couldn't do it in Iran. They were successful in Libya, but that was in 2012, I think. Now it's 2023. Now it's a different ball game entirely now. So let me know what you think, guys. Am I making sense? Do you think I'm right in what I'm saying? Do you think we're gonna see a regression back to the days of fear and capitulation? Do you think we're gonna go back to those, in my opinion, bad days? Or do you think we're gonna move forward to the days of assertiveness, African ideologies, African pride, African nationalism, the pride in being African? You know, let me know, guys. And if you like this video, please subscribe, please share it with your friends, and like it. And God bless you for watching. Thank you.